All right, Angela, should we go into the break room so that we can meet one of the most famous characters from The Office?
People love Prison Mike. They love Prison Mike. Jenna, I found the origin story for Prison Mike.
What?
It's in the deleted scenes. I have to read this to you guys. It made everything make so much sense for me.
All right.
Okay. Hang with me as I get my notes. Michael Scott has a talking head that's in the deleted scenes. Listen to this.
All right.
He says, when I was just a little kid, we had an assembly at school where a giant owl came out and gave a very impassioned speech about giving hoots and not polluting. And you know what? I never polluted again. It was right then when I realized the power of saying things as a character. People listen to you when you are wearing an elaborate costume or speaking in a voice that is not yours.
I can't even speak. Wow.
Michael thinks since he was a little boy that the way you get people to listen to you and make changes is if you are a character. That's how they listen to you.
I am so sad that this was deleted because not only does it speak to Prison Mike, it speaks to every character Michael has ever done or ever will do.
Because a giant owl told him something and he paid attention. Okay.
Wow.
He goes on, Jenna, there's another talking head where he says, this isn't the first time he's done Prison Mike. He's done Prison Mike before because he developed Prison Mike in improv class. And he said he was in improv class and he was doing a scene and these two college kids, they just wouldn't stop talking. So I became Prison Mike and I turned to them and I said, hey, shut up or I'll stab you twos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not only had he done this character before, but he does characters when he wants people to pay attention. This is huge information.
Angela, I know who came up with the idea of Prison Mike in the writer's room.
Who?
All right. So this script was written by Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant, but we've established before that after a script is written by the original writer or writers, it always goes back to the writer's room for punch up and rewrites, and that scripts really are a kind of like collaborative effort, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I was watching this scene, I thought to myself, this sounds like BJ Novak to me.
Was it?
I texted BJ. I was like, BJ, I know that Stephen and Ricky wrote this episode. Did you come up with Prison Mike? Because I'm putting it on like you or maybe Mike Schur, but I think it's you. Here's what BJ told me. Well, in the lore of the writer's room, I get credit for Prison Mike, but it wasn't me.
By the way, I love that the writer's room has a lore. I want to know more about the writer's room lore.
Well, I'm paraphrasing. He did not say lore, but he basically said, I have the reputation of having written Prison Mike, but it actually wasn't me. So he said it was late one night and he was in Paul Lieberstein's office. It was him and Paul and Mindy, and they were tasked with having to punch up this scene in the conference room. The idea of the scene was that Michael was just going to convince us all that Dunder Mifflin was better than prison, but how? And he said that at the beginning of the meeting, Paul kind of offhandedly said, what if he plays a character, like, I don't know, like Prison Mike or something, but they quickly glossed over it. And they kept spitting out ideas and this and that and this and that. And then near the end of the meeting, BJ said something like, well, I really like this idea of him playing a character, Prison Mike, and that Mindy and Paul were like, Prison Mike, that's a brilliant idea. And BJ was kind of like, well, I was really just giving you your own idea back, but somehow he gets credited with Prison Mike. But he said, I think I would give it to Paul Lieberstein.